Why is it for only the niche? But I wanted to bring it to the last child of the country. I wanted to make it as accessible as possible, not only in the terms, not only in the books, but physically. You just need that angel, that one person somewhere to. But God was so beautiful. He made me undergo so many transformations in these 16 years, which I could put in use for Space Kidz India. Let's build something here in India. Source it from UK, we had to source it from US. So everything was very expensive. Nobody to sponsor you. We launched it 2015. Super successful, retrieved the payload, got the data. That pushed us. That gave us that real push into the industry.
Namaskaram, welcome to Sri TV World. Today we have a guest who I believe can be called as a feminine power that many feminists talk about, but goes beyond that, and established an organization called Space Kidz. And she has also donned a new role of an author with her first book. In fact, the book was released by none other than another feminine power, Mrs. Lekhi, Meenakshi Lekhi. I'm pretty happy, honored, privileged to welcome Mrs. Srimathy Kesan to Sri TV World. Namaskar.
Namaskaram.
One thing actually I kind of adore, you always have that smiling face.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I think that's the best jewelry that a woman can carry, because apart from so many challenges and everything, you need to spend money to buy anything. This you don't.
Right, but right, it is with all the challenges around, because you run an organization as big as Space Kidz and still keeping that smile, I guess. First of all, really happy to see that. I guess you're going to touch upon many people's life, right, with that smile. Coming back, rather, we'll start a program with Space Kidz, right, and then writing a book, Fragile Frontier. You should go buy that and read it and understand what she has written. But how do you become an author all of a sudden? What kind of prompted you to take something like writing?
Writing was a fascination right from as a child. I did not pursue it very seriously, but whensoever I sit down to think late evenings, or I should say early mornings, because my day finishes only by about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So, it's a very, very beautiful time of the day where you are for yourself. And when I ponder things about what's happening around, I take a pencil and I have so many notebooks that I've scribbled. Finally, when Mission Shakti Sat just started, I thought beyond writing the journey of Mission Shakti Sat, there should be something that we need to write about space, about the industry, about the challenges in the industry, how the bigger players and countries look at space, how the so-called smaller countries look at space, what is the influence of them on the smaller countries? Why is it for only the niche? This was very, very close to my heart, very touchy, because initially when you get into this industry, you feel oh, it's mighty, huge, and only, the might can do it.
Somebody who plays golf can get into space, something like that. Analogy, if you can.
Okay, yeah, because they have the money power.
They have the money power, right? Yeah.
But I wanted to bring it to the last child of the country. I wanted to make it as accessible as possible, not only in the terms, not only in the books, but physically, tangible, that can be seen. That's what I wanted to bring space to. So when during this journey of this mission, Shakti said, I thought that's the right time to, bring this.
Okay.
And that's how it happened.
Lovely. Congratulations on your first book. Hope it
Thank you.
becomes a
Thank you so
bestseller
much.
sooner than later. Again, Shakti said, right? Now, I kind of remember, APJ Abdul Kalam, right? The great ex-president of Bharat, dreaming, right? Now, in fact, is Agni Chiragar, right? Wings of Fire.
Yes.
So you sound kind of took that seriously and just jumped into space. Is that how it was? Because just dreaming itself is so humongous when we talk about space.
Yes. My life is a very, I don't know, very unique, I have to tell you, because I am not a scientist. I am not an engineer.
Okay.
And I completed my commerce.
Commerce.
Yeah,
and then
commerce.
space.
And before completing my commerce, I got married.
Lovely. Okay.
Was at home as a
Okay.
homemaker for about 18 years, about 16 years.
Okay.
16 years. Then this bug stung me. It was a friend of mine who were in NCC together.
Okay.
So I represented Andhra Pradesh as the best cadet, and she was from Maharashtra.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't have emails or anything back then.
Yes.
So once you got married, then everything was like fast.
Right.
Right? You just had memories in your mind. But then all of a sudden, 16 years later, I get to meet her and, in a exhibition here, travel exhibition. And we could actually identify, though, everything changed physically. Right from how you looked and all that, but still something could connect and we identified each other, and I think my life changed from there. She put me to a conference in Miami. She said, I think you have to go. It's a travel conference. Everything is paid, so you don't need to pay anything. So it's just that you need to get your permissions and everything from your house.
Okay.
Because that was, for me, probably the payment would have been easy, but the permissions were the most difficult
No,
task.
I would like to connect with your friend if she can put me through to Miami. If my life can change. But again, lovely, great.
So you just need that angel.
Yes.
Your thoughts may be, spread across the universe, but still you need that one person somewhere to give
Key.
that
Yeah.
ignition.
Right.
So she was the one in my life, and
You want to name her?
of
right?
course,
Yeah, you
Rima
should.
Sisodia.
Okay.
Oh, Rima Sisodia, and remarkable Rima Sisodia. So she was the one, and I went there with just 6 hours before the flight. I got all my permissions and everything, and so
Lovely.
I could go there. God was kind, and when I got there, it was such a different experience because 16 years you were at home.
Mm-hmm.
You lost your communication skill. I mean, every little bit was different, right? And to get into a conference where everybody were, having at least about 2 to 3 years of experience and exposure, communicate in a language that was totally alien to me was challenging. But then, as a sportsman, as an NCC
NCC
cadet,
cadet, right?
you
Sportsman?
are there. Yeah, I played 10 nationals. I was a basketball national player. I was a state athlete.
Goodness me. And you quit all that after marriage.
Well, of course, that was when your college days and everything. And after wedding, of course, yes, life changes. And in fact, a very beautiful anecdote I have to mention here. The day I was leaving Hyderabad, we had our NCC day celebrated, and I was the first woman cadet to lead the parade with a sword.
Okay.
So
Something like this.
exactly, with a sword, and that's very heavy.
Right.
It's about 3.5 kilos, and you know how it is to lead.
Right.
So I led the contingent, 450 cadets. And so General K.V. Krishna Rao was the special guest that day, and he called for my father and said, "Oh, I need a girl like this in the Indian Armed Forces." And my father swelled with pride, and I was excited. But I know I was leaving for my wedding the same day evening, so my father just pulled my wedding card and gave it to him. Everybody blasted him. But I always feel destiny is something. Probably if I had been in the armed forces by now, of course, I would have had
Yeah,
my stars,
right.
and somewhere there,
Yeah, yeah.
feeling happy that I'm there for the country. But God was so beautiful. He made me undergo so many transformations in this 16 years, which I could put in use for Space Kids India. So all this probably I feel is predestined.
It is.
Right from my name, if I have to tell you, Srimathy. Shri is Mahalakshmi, of course, in Tamil Nadu, that's what we.
Absolutely.
Mati means in Tamil, it is moon,
Yeah,
Nilavu.
yeah.
So, how visionary that people could, because every time I had something to speak about, I would run to the terrace, speak to the moon. I didn't know that, this moon, the name would carry
Hmm.
so much of an impact in any human being's life. But personally, in my life, I think that has impacted a lot. So
Right.
that's how I think space in me connected with the moon.
Okay.
Oh, that grandmother there. Happy, I'm coming there. Sad, oh my God, you're there, I'm not there. Like that is the relationship we had. But then everything culminated once I went to Miami and I said, probably this was the calling. That's why God literally
Destiny's Child.
literally put you to so many tests and everything. So the litmus test was positive,
Hmm.
and I could build Space Kids India. Got back from Miami, and I said, yes, this is destiny, this is the calling. So that's when I started taking children to NASA,
Okay.
the European Space Center,
Hmm.
and the Russian Space Center, where I was given the ambassador status to all the three space research camps.
Okay.
So I started taking children there. And one final day, I was awarded by the United States Economic Department stating that, you've built a state of Florida's tourism. I said, oh my God. Yeah,
Goodness me.
that
Okay.
is like,
Everything falling onto your lap.
I was thinking on the contrary,
Okay.
because I thought I was taking children
Hmm.
for them to get enlightened about space, because
Hmm.
here we didn't have that education per se, that component.
Right.
And we had ISRO, but we didn't have somebody to go there to see something, feel the simulations, just like how it is in Kennedy Space Center or Johnson Space Center. You didn't have a buoyancy pool, you didn't have centrifuge for children to understand about space. They had it beautifully like a theme park,
Hmm.
and learning with that. They had a nice curriculum also. So I thought that was missing in India. So let's take children there. So I got excited. And that was a huge journey, if I have to tell you. So finally, let's go short.
Yes. I guess you can go long as well. No
So
problem.
started taking children there. When this award was there, it hit me hard, and I said, no, I think we need to do a reverse engineering, because the last child of the country is also excited,
Yes.
is also a citizen of this country, also wants to feel space, simulations, and everything. What has he or she done? Just because they don't have affordability, can't they go and visit such places? That hurt me very badly. I said, okay, let's build something here in India. So at least the economics work. Some philanthropists will say, yes, I will sponsor you. Something will happen. But if
Without
somebody has to really sponsor about, 5, 6 lakhs, it's a task,
Correct.
right? So even then, there were some schools, they were actually sponsoring their top students. So that's why almost close to 3,500 children I was able to take. And that's it. I said, yes, now the calling is different. And that's where satellites happened. So from this journey, if you had to build something here, you need to do something really big for people to notice, for people to understand your sincerity and genuinity towards working something. And Space Kids, from transformational educational learning, started building satellites. So that's how we got into the satellite industry.
Satellite industry. No, that maybe because you're saying it sounds like child's play. But seriously, satellite industry, right? Right now, what we could understand, uh, for example, Starlink, right? Where it is, I guess the satellite is coming closer to the Earth, right? It is just going to hover over your head. You might not see it, but it's still there. And you got to have a better connectivity. That's what we understand when we talk about satellite. So all these changes, right? Are you able to accommodate in space kids?
Okay, Space Kids, the concept what we started is to bring in more children, the youth population of
Right,
the country.
right.
They need to access space.
Okay.
Because if we are going in a structured manner after our post graduation,
Mhm.
PhD, go there, start, I think we will not reach anywhere. You need to do something a little out of the box. For doing out of the box, you need such kids who can think very radical even in space. So that's where, when we got an opportunity, we said we are going to build satellites, and we had ISRO scientists said, "Hello, madam, get your
You're
children
there?
to study.
Okay.
Get your children to study first. Let them complete all these things. We are here.
Right.
We will take care. We will teach them, but let them do formal education,
Right.
which is very important. Of
Mhm.
course, I do agree because they've put in so much of effort, and the experience that they have is brilliant. But when we have to do something different, radical, I think we cannot sit only with textbooks. That's where in 2014 started thinking, 2013, 2014 started thinking of satellites, started interacting with university professors across the globe. And everybody said, no, I'm not too sure if you could do this in your
Mhm.
country.
Mhm.
Not even a high altitude balloon. I said, no. When you say no, it will happen. So that's how in 2015, uh, huge challenges. I don't like to
You
speak
just dare. You
challenges.
just dare all the
Yes, I
challenges.
said,
Right.
we will do it.
Right.
And we had, there was no prelude to it. So
Yes.
we had to take so many
You're the
permissions.
pioneer.
Yes.
Right.
So we had to take so many permissions and everything. We did that. And even components also, back then it was difficult. We had to source it from UK, we had to source it from US. So everything was very expensive. Nobody to sponsor you. First thing, nobody to even come as a chief guest for you, because everybody had their doubts. Bunch of kids, a woman, not a scientist or an engineer, doing something like this, and how things will fall if something falls on our head. You're
Yes.
going to be behind bars. That's what they told me. You will be put behind bars, 10 lakh, bond, all these things they told me.
Right.
But then something within me said, it's okay, we need to take that first step. So taken, we launched it 2015, super successful, retrieved the payload, got the data. That pushed us, that gave us that real push into the industry. I said, these kids, and most of them rural kids,
Right.
internet as a luxury. Still, we could do that.
No, what I could understand from what you're saying is kids do not have to understand geometry or trigonometry or all the other things, algebra, just to understand space.
They need to understand, but they don't need to just sit there and
Master it.
keep consuming that
Right.
rather than doing something practical.
Right.
See, everything needs to be hands on. In space, space cannot be studied. You need to work on it.
Right.
There's a beautiful experiment, very simple experiment in when we used to go to Kennedy Space Center, and they would give us a egg,
Mhm.
and they would give us a plastic cover and some hay and cotton and all that stuff. They would say, this egg is your astronaut.
Mhm.
Just build a capsule around the astronaut. Extronaut, it's called, how you build. And you'll be dropping it from the first floor or the second floor. You should make sure that your astronauts survive. See, that's how they bring it to the
Lowest level.
lowest possible level of understanding.
Right.
That's what we need to do. So that's where we came in 2015, and it's now 15 years, rather just 3 days before we celebrated that. So
Congrats. Congrats.
thank you. So if we are able to bring that education to the that child sitting there in some remote village can understand this, he or she can create so many things.
No, but by the way, I thought of asking this question. What is the selection process, if at all you have any? No, because there are millions of kids all over. How do you kind of identify the kids who would who would be joining you?
Okay, this is a brilliant question. But when we started in 2015, the first launch, 2013, I started doing this paid work by working on a metric to create young scientists for the country. So it was called Young Scientist India.
Okay.
So, 8th grade until 12th grade, children would bring whatever they are able to hands on make. It can be an innovation, discovery, anything. But with regards to space, with regards to agriculture, health, these were the topics given to them.
Okay.
And this child from Pallapatti brings a satellite 8th grader in paper mache. See, that's the beauty of destiny and universe. I think it just connects people when you really think so much. So I was back from NASA and ESA and GCTC thinking, how am I going to put together a team? That's when worked on this metric, but I never thought that I will have children thinking about it. And that too in towns, small towns and small villages.
Lovely.
So happy, handpicked about 7 of them.
7, just 7.
7.
Okay.
And we started working. We didn't have a lab. I didn't have a plush office or any space for that. My kitchen was my lab.
Kitchen.
Our terrace.
Did you get the permission?
All that can be done when nobody's at home.
Right.
Good question.
Right.
So, and the terrace was our experiment place, and we would sit down and, build all these things. Such a beautiful time that was. So I handpicked these 7 children, and these 7 children literally remained with me for 12 years now. Because they grew up from 9th grade until literally like PhD, but we built 27 space missions. The only woman founder in the world to have built and launched.
Amazing. Amazing. She is inspiring to a greater extent. But again, just coming back to the business side of it, right? So you have your own space mission. Do you have a competition in this, at least in Bharat?
There are a lot of competition,
right?
But we are nowhere in the competition
Because you're the pioneer?
Not only being the pioneer, but I have not taken this as a business model.
Right.
For me, the impact, I tell God creates some people for business and God creates some people for impact analysis. So I think,
You're
and I know,
side.
I'm on this side for impact because we need, you have startups, a lot of startups started mushrooming only in 2018, 2020 only actually. Even Skyroot, Agnicool, and all these big companies now, the bigger startups, they also started only in 2018. So 2013, 14, 15 and all, it was just us.
So you are the industry leader for many of them. Right.
And when you have the name as Space Kids, people think, oh, kids, okay, it's like a school or it's like a club, the after school workshop and all that. But I tell people, no, you're mistaken. Kids is a very powerful name that I named the organization, and of course, thanks to God, because if you're not a kid, you cannot innovate, you cannot discover because you don't have curiosity.
I was about to say that word.
You don't have curiosity.
Right.
If curiosity dies, you're not bringing anything to the table.
Right.
Right? And the next generation is our power. If we are not going to bring them on the table, who else will do it? So if you're just going to say that, oh, we've got about 63% of the youth population in the world, and doing what? Blue collared, sending them away to America, Europe, Australia? No. I am very, very particular in that. A beast, rather, I can say. I love to hold my children here in India. Want to create as much as possible because the knowledge is so much. It's just that the money power. And that's where the West, of course, they are blessed with the money. They are able to hire our boys and girls and are able to take them there. And our children succumb because we are still in that lower income group. So that is the imbalance. And somehow I feel that should change.
It will
I
change.
was so happy when startup and the, a lot of seed funds and grants and everything were announced by our government.
Right.
And how Honorable Prime Minister has taken that seriously. And having a hold of the space portfolio to himself, I think that again makes a difference. So it's a vision. It's not here. You need to look there. So you need to have that kind of a vision to build, because this is the industry that's going to be the future, and that is going to decipher who is called the superpower. We don't want to be called a superpower because we are the most friendly country, most peaceful country. If we have that power, we will not have more missiles. We will bring in everybody together for humanity.
Lovely. I guess you're speaking for the government, but just that brings me to that question, right? They have doubled the space allocation in this budget from 6,000 odd to 13,000. Again, I guess all the time when we talk about Indian space, it's everything is ISRO. Uh, are we going to kind of break that anytime soon, or are we going to have more private player participating in real world, right, doing bigger things, carrying something like PSLV? Is it possible? Is there any kind of vision to that?
When you say 6,000 to 13,000, then you have to say the transformation
Yes,
also.
yes.
We were only the three startups initially in 2015, 2016, 17, I can say, but now 350 startups in space.
350 startups in
Yes,
space.
in space alone.
Okay. So are you going to get funding from government? Is it possible?
Well, that is a huge question because the funding is the factor.
Right.
And we are still nascent. We need to grow. The R&D needs to grow, for which people should understand there needs to be investment. Because there is not much of a return on investment, we don't have big venture capitalists thinking about space. So that's why they have to go to the West. So this needs to change. But of course, at least players like Skyroot for the rocket and Agnikul for the rocket, as of now, those two organizations are really working hard because they have, from all over the world, they have, the resources mopped up. So that's why they're able to sit here to work on that. But with regards to the other organizations, again, they are following the same steps going out. And what's happening is they have to build a company there in that particular country, wherever they have taken the funding from and all that. So I think there needs to be a serious thought on that. Rocket, 10 companies come together with ideas, collaborate, all the best minds of the country. Government, we invest in this. Build satellites, 10 organizations come together, build the best. Why do we have to buy satellites from elsewhere? Why do we have to buy data from elsewhere? We have our own people to build all this. It's just the investment. So if you're able to bring everybody together, give that investment, wait for 2 years, 3 years, handhold ISRO and in space, all of them hand holding these, I think we can do wonders in space.
Is there any kind of security concern going to private players with regards to satellite launch or even rocket launch?
There is security concerns because when once in space, you have so many eyes, right? So the mapping is the concern.
Right.
Data is the concern.
Correct.
So now, when we are seeking data from other countries, of course, then we are losing that, right?
Yes.
So what are we trying to prove? So that's why we need to have homegrown. If you're able to have homegrown, then we can build more. We can have more security, especially, of course, for our borders. So multiple ways satellites have to be used. So if you're able to bring the best brains together, fund them, give them the support, technical know-how, give them a good infrastructure. We still lack that infrastructure, So that infrastructure has been given. We are unstoppable.
Right. In fact, the private players, are there any representatives talking to the government?
Yes, you have organizations like SIA,
Right.
and then you have ISPA.
Mm-hmm.
All these people are playing the bridge role,
Right.
the role of a bridge
Facilitator.
facilitator. They are doing that. But yet, I think you need to take this app seriously,
Mhm.
not just sitting and talking about how much funding we've received from here, from here, from here. No,
Right.
that's not right.
Right.
That's not right. How are we getting our children, the next generation, into this? How are we able to distribute whatever we have, the little fund also, if we are able to distribute, bring in that collaboration within the country? No competition, it needs to be collaboration. Yes, they have given to satellites, I think, to two conglomerates now.
Okay.
Two conglomerates they have given now.
Okay.
So
That's a
I've
great
been
news.
talking, talking, talking,
Okay.
and
Finally, something is
finally
happening.
something is happening. So
Right.
I'm so happy.
Right.
But the disbursement should happen, and it should not be restricted only to certain.
Yes.
It should be a collective one.
Right.
Then I think we are unstoppable.
In fact, talking about, because we understand that you are kind of preparing curriculum for many countries, 108 under your mission Shakti hat. We recently have a news where IIT Madras is coming up with a BS degree for aeronautical and space. Are you excited about that?
Super excited because I think I was talking about this for the last at least about a decade.
Mm-hmm.
I've been telling that, children don't know that a mechanical engineer is required for space, an electronic engineer is required for space. You have software engineer. They think space is something so different. It's a combination of all these departments. That basic things need to be inculcated right from the school. And whatever missions ISRO has done, I think needs to be brought down to the school level for people to understand. Then they will not be talking about, oh, taxpayers money. We don't have all that because they have the understanding. R&D means we need to invest, and tomorrow your child is going to be sitting there in ISRO and doing something for the country. So aren't you not going to share that one bit of money to your child?
They should.
You need to think before
Right.
even saying that it's taxpayers money. And that to what? You're paying only 0.3% of your
GDP.
whole, yes,
Yeah.
to the space.
Right.
I mean, can't you do that? But you want to be the leaders. Investment before reaping is important. So curriculum, that's a great question. Thank you so much for that. I am super excited that there is a degree coming like that because we wanted to build a standalone university.
Mhm.
I think from 2013, I've been giving proposals to the Andhra government, Gujarat government, Tamil Nadu government, everybody to bring in a standalone space university. I'm a very, very small person, so I know it's very difficult because, to mop so much of funds and everything. You have a dream. If that dream can be fueled, it is beneficial for the country. But people also should understand that this dream is viable and everything. So I'm so happy that under the brand of IIT,
Mhm.
it is good, but it shouldn't be that only a few people can access that. So
So
with
rest
regard
of the people, anyway, you're there. Space
no, it
kids.
is, it is
Uh,
not like that. It
uh,
needs to be evenly distributed.
right.
That is what. We are doing it from the high school level, or rather, fourth grade.
Right.
From fourth grade, we are trying to build a curriculum for them. It's hands on, how space is related to daily life and everything, so that children start thinking right from that age. So you're sowing the seed there. With regards to Mission Shakti Sat, it's a particular curriculum
Mhm.
developed by around 20 professors around the globe. It's like Purdue, South Alabama, and Jovial. And here we have professors from here, specific universities, IIT Kharagpur, and all that. We've got universities who've sat down to break this into small nuggets, and 21 modules we've built.
21
21
modules.
modules.
Okay.
So these modules are being accessed by 7,000 girl children around the globe.
Online.
Oh, yeah. And Zoho has been kind enough. They have supported the LMS.
Zoho it is. Okay. Okay.
So it was so nice. So now children from Chile, Argentina, Myanmar, Uganda, Lesotho, Grenada, everywhere children are accessing. You won't believe the joy that children are having. Yesterday I received a message from a girl from Botswana.
Botswana.
She says, like, I'm a rebel child, and I'm the last child in my family of five. And I have such a challenging life. But to ease out my challenge, I love to work math. And I'm so glad to be in this mission with you because you give me so many challenges, and I'm learning new terms like system engineering, orbital mechanics. You are
It's
really,
new for us anyway.
you are really fueling,
Mhm.
our thought processes and everything. I teared up. I said, I mean, a child from Botswana sitting somewhere writing this. This is what we need because this is what we call
It's a small
one
world.
family,
Yeah.
one earth, one family.
Yeah.
Why race in space? Because we need to use space peacefully. So that is why Mission Shakti Sat is a mission where we are bringing 108 countries, educating the children, then bringing one child from each country to India in August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
August 23rd it will be.
Okay.
And they will be here for 10 days. Hands on, they're going to be building satellite.
So they're gonna visit Space Kids
They will be here in any part of the country,
country. Okay.
whomsoever is going to
Okay.
support us.
Okay. Okay.
So they will be here,
Uh-huh.
and with all experts from across the globe, they will be learning how to build the satellite because the teams will be divided into four. And we are trying to rope in four universities from different continents because we want to have this as a global satellite.
Mhm.
It's called Vishwasat.
Okay.
Okay, because we are going to be having North America with Purdue and Georgia Tech and Alabama together as one payload.
Mhm.
And then University of Latvia has shown interest, so they're going to be building one. University of Portugal has also shown interest, so they together will be building one. And University of Macquarie from Australia have shown interest, so they will be building one. And the other one, the Egyptian Space Agency.
These are all prototype or
No, they will
real
be
ones.
real satellites.
Okay.
Real satellites,
Okay.
no prototypes,
Right.
no.
Right. Okay.
So when these four people come here with their engineering model and the flight model, they will be bringing even small boards and components and everything to teach these children.
Mhm.
So each university, the four university and agency will be given about 30 students. Those 30 students will be learning how to build that payload. Then we will integrate that into a satellite, and we're going to be requesting our Honorable Prime Minister if we could launch it on 11th of October,
Okay.
being the International Girl Child Day. It's going to be absolutely iconic and memorable one for
Now, we can
everybody.
already feel proud of whatever vision you have. And just
That's
if
the
that comes
smaller
true.
version.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the actual satellite, this is the lower satellite, and we're building another satellite because this will be like a prelude, and this is the actual one that's going to the moon.
Moon. Moon
Moon.
it is.
Yes.
Right.
So we're discussing with iSpace.
Uh-huh.
They're having a lander.
Right.
So we're going to be trying to put that on the lander and send it to the moon because moon is like a girl,
Mhm.
wax and veins with all her challenges, yet spreads that smile and joy.
Right.
But we look at moon for her power, for the light, the glow. So this is what we want to teach girl children. We need more woman leaders, and STEM is one way to become a good leader because that's when you get to understand your country and
Yes.
what you need to do for your country. It's only about 27%. Yeah, I think even below that, we have women leaders in the world, which is very, very meager. So we need more women leaders, we need more women scientists coming to the forefront. Back end, yes. No, no more back ends. A woman needs to be seen and respected and acknowledged for her brains, for her skill, for her talent. And she's got abundance if she is able to, if we are able to accept her to lead it.
All right. So, in fact, now listening to your story, I guess there was a Tamil movie already made with somebody who actually came out of house, the third Muppataru or something.
Literally, that was the
I was
age that
supposed
I.
to. I was just
That's exactly the age that I started doing all this.
yeah, I was just wondering whether they just picked your story and just made it a movie, but it's just one. In fact, the vision, you have the dates too, August and October 11th, everything just
Do you
there, I
have
guess.
1 rupee in your hand? No, 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 no. Tra la 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 la.
Absolutely.
But
Just
it's
amazing.
it's that confidence. It's
Right.
that confidence because
I guess I kind of personally saw, right, countries rolling red carpet to you, right, Sri Lanka, which is amazing. People are
thank
able
you.
to, not, I'm not sure how many people in Bharat would know you, but outside Bharat, you seems to be a superstar. In small countries, as I said,
Absolutely. You go a country like Palau,
Palau,
people think only it is
people wouldn't
pulao.
even, yeah, absolutely, they have no clue where it is. I have not heard that name before.
Exactly.
Uh,
So
on that
Palau,
day,
the princess of Palau is our ambassador there.
what more can you ask for?
Exactly. And very recently, the day before, I was given a 15-minute special time to meet the First Lady of the Republic of Seychelles when they visited here with the
Mhm,
President.
mhm.
Because we have launched a balloon sat in Seychelles with the government. We
Okay.
had taught about 35 children of theirs, and now Mission Shakti Sat has about 29 children from Seychelles. So she was very particular that she wanted to listen to what I'm doing and everything straight personally. And I was shocked that, Her Excellency, the ambassador, was kind enough and called and said, "You be there. We want to talk to you." I mean, that was such a nice gesture. I am just a
Unbelievable.
nobody,
Seriously. Yeah.
So
I'm not saying
no, no, no.
seriously
I mean,
for
for
what.
them to
Yeah,
think,
absolutely.
because if you need your country to grow, they come down to this level. That's what
Yes.
I was saying. The
Yes.
humility they have, the
Yes.
humbleness. I have seen that. You have Minister
They, ta-
Savannah Mazia.
they tap the talent
Yes,
properly,
yes.
isn't
And
it?
she's just spoken. She said, "I think you're the right person. I want to talk more technology. I want,"
Hmm.
because she's a versatile woman, the first lady.
Hmm.
She's a chartered accountant, and she said, "I will speak finances, Dr. Kesan. How are you able to fund these and all that?" I said, "Yes, I do." Because if I'm going to think of building something for myself, then it is very difficult to reach here. Your focus needs to be full time to bring this here. Begging you can do, that's easy. You can beg and people will definitely support for such missions. Hard truth, I'm like, through your channel, I'm just telling people, listen,
Yes,
you need to support us.
absolutely. Everybody,
So you
everybody.
know
Yeah.
what? We have built Azadi Sat during the 75th Indian independence. That pushed me hard actually to build Shakti Sat. Again, with nothing in the hand, it was only the dream and the focus and the vision. 750 rural girls from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, every state, every union territory. And today, those children know what is space. They talk about becoming a fighter pilot.
Better pilot.
That, for me, that is the purpose of my birth.
Nice.
I am so happy when all these children, like, you see them with flight suits and everything. I just envision these children and everybody, rural children, they've not stepped out of their village even once. Such children, about 450 only, we could bring them to Sriharikota to watch their satellite being launched. That is the moment, you know,
Their satellite.
their
They built
satellite.
it.
I would, yeah.
Okay.
So they build small payloads,
Right.
and those payloads were integrated by my team. But I would say it's their satellite because the emotions that that satellite carried. People mocked at me. They said, "Oh, you could pay fees for them. Why did you have to spend so much money for this? And what do they get as though they're going to become scientists immediately?" I said, "Come on, you cannot. Even if you work for 50 years, you're not a scientist because every day you keep learning." So this child, you're giving her that first hand exposure, first hand experience to touch a breadboard, a circuit, a sensor, a component. Look at the thermovac chamber. How much of pride you should see these children carried with them to their houses. The parents, bus drivers, maids, farmers, literally people who sweat for the country, their children. Why shouldn't we do that?
You should be doing that.
We should be doing that.
Right.
And now it was only for India, but now it is for the world.
Right.
Yes, so
So
such children
kind
only
of-
we are picking.
I kind of believe all you said right now is there in your book, Fragile Frontier.
Not everything.
Not everything. Okay. Okay, you kind of, okay.
I made it very
Reserve something for us.
exactly because the journey of Mission Shakti Sat will be something different.
Yeah.
But how Shakti Sat evolved and why,
Nobody
I think
knows.
yes, the book has
Okay.
a little
They have
about
to
it.
look into this interview.
Yes.
In fact, I don't know, it's been amazing, right? Just listening to you, giggling all the time, and still talking what you have come across. It's just flabbergasting, to say the least, to understand somebody who has just started after 16 years of marriage and be where you are today. Inspirational, amazingly inspirational. Thank you very much for
Oh my
being
God.
in Sribo. Thank you very much.
I am so glad. Thank you for having me here. One last thing I would like to leave is never tell people or never appreciate people only with their titles or tags, because people think doing your PhDs in aerospace, in avionics, or anything makes you a scientist. No, I would say a human who's able to read every day, acquire knowledge every day without a graduation, without a degree behind it, also can create scientists. You may not be a scientist, but you can create scientists,
Right.
and that's what the world needs.
Right bend of mind.
Absolutely.
Right. In fact, we hope to see our Honorable Prime Minister, doing the honors on October 11th on Girl Child Day, as you desire, hopefully, right?
Because we've got Meenakshi
best.
Lekhi ji as a patron member into the mission.
Wow.
So she is taking it on a blast. She's like, oh my God, yes, I need to do this.
Right.
We've got the First Lady of Seychelles. She said, I am into this. So similarly, all the powerful women are coming now. And
Yes.
I think, yes, that's what the world needs. That's what the mission needs now. And I'm so glad God has brought everybody together now.
Yeah, all the best to your mission.
Thank
all
you.
The best to
Thank you so
Shakti
much.
Sat as well as Fragile Frontiers.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you.